Writer's Almanac for Thursday, the 24th of December, 2020. It is Christmas Eve. It was on this day in 1914, in the trenches of World War I, German and British soldiers began an unofficial ceasefire against the orders of the British High Command, which was alarmed that fraternization across enemy lines might result in a decreased desire to fight. But on the German side, Christmas trees were trucked in, candles lit, and strains of Silent Night, Stille Nacht, could be heard over in the British trenches, who joined in the singing, and both sides raised candles and lanterns up above the parapets, and it was decided informally that there would be no fighting the next day on Christmas. Christmas dawned without the sound of gunfire. The Germans sent over some beer. The British sent plum pudding. They met in no man's land. They exchanged handshakes and small gifts. Someone tossed out a soccer ball, and there was a soccer match that ensued with the Germans winning by a score of 3-2. And then at 8:30 in the morning on December the 26th, hostilities resumed. It was on Christmas Eve in 1906 the first radio program was broadcast. Professor Reginald Fessenden sent his signals from a 420-foot radio tower at Brant Rock on the Massachusetts seacoast, and he opened the program by playing O Holy Night on the violin, then verses from the Gospel of St. Luke, and then a gramophone version of Handel's Largo. On Christmas Eve 1940, Jean-Paul Sartre's first play was performed in a German POW camp where he was a prisoner. He was an atheist, but the play was based on the nativity story. It was called Bariona, or the Son of Thunder. In Act 1, Scene 1 of Hamlet, Shakespeare wrote, "Some say that ever 'gainst that season comes wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated. This bird of dawning singeth all night long. And then they say no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights are wholesome, then no planets strike, no fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and so gracious is the time." 1968, on this date, the Apollo 8 spacecraft entered orbit around the moon. Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, William Anders. The three astronauts took turns reading from the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. William Anders later said that though they were on a mission to explore the moon, what they really discovered was the planet Earth. He said, "I think it's important for people to understand they're just going around on one of the smaller grains of sand, on one of the spiral arms of this kind of puny galaxy. Earth is insignificant, but it's the only one we've got." Here's a poem for today by Dana Gioia, entitled The Present. The present that you gave me months ago is still unopened by our bed, sealed in its rich blue paper and bright bow. I've even left the card unread and kept the ribbon knotted tight. Why needlessly unfold and bring to light the elegant contrivances that hide the costly secret waiting still inside? A poem by Dana Gioia, The Present, from Pity the Beautiful, published by Grey Wolf Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Funded by donations from listeners like you, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.